The setting for the Courier's drama with Benny is the Tops Hotel and Casino on the New Vegas Strip. We confronted Benny in our last episode, and during the course of that video, we saw quite a bit of the Tops Casino, including back chambers and corridors, secret elevators, and a hidden basement. But we completely glossed over the major points of interest to the Tops Casino. So in today's video, we'll explore the Tops and meet a cast of colorful personalities. Now that Swank is in charge of the Tops Casino, we can say, hey, nice place you've got here. Tell me about it.
The Tops? Yeah, sure, you want the nickel tour? Old Swank's happy to oblige. We got everything you could want. Slot machines in the back, cards and roulette in the front, fine entertainment upstairs, and the Asus Theater. And all with your security personally guaranteed by the chairman and Mr. House's own Securitron police. It's the Tops.
I'm looking to make a few extra caps. Got any jobs you need done?
Baby, you stick with me, you won't have to work a day in your life. Don't fret about caps, you just sit there and look pretty for me.
Female couriers with the Black Widow perk can say, baby, you're too good to me. How about some caps to buy myself something pretty?
Ooh, I dig the way you think, doll. Here, go treat yourself.
And we get 100 bottle caps. Alternatively, we can say, flattering, but I don't like being tied down. How about some real work?
You might have a jaw at Tommy Torini up in the Aces. He's always looking for talent scouts.
Thanks, Swank.
Don't be a stranger, doll.
Tommy Torini was first referenced in All Roads, which was our first introduction to both Swank and Benny. I covered that story in my video on Chance the Great Con, which you can watch here. So Tommy Torini is at the Asus Theater. Well, we need to mosey on over that way, but before we do, let's explore this bottom level. Going left first, we can pass the stairs to walk by one of the main casino floors. We see slot machines against the southern wall, and then the main casino floor on a lower level in the middle of the room. Here we find blackjack tables and roulette wheels, and lots of gamblers enjoying themselves. Continuing west out of this room, we find half a dozen elevators, but as we learned in our video on Benny, only one of these works. It brings us to the 13th floor. This hallway then turns north and we find even more non-functional elevators, but there is a door in the back of this room to the north that leads to the courtyard. Outside, we find a nice walled-in courtyard lying in the shade of the towering Tops Casino. We find gamblers and revelers walking around, lounging around in beach chairs, and we even find a pool. It has a deep end and we can go for a swim. The vegetation here is lush. It's a garden oasis in every nook and cranny. The courtyard almost appears untouched by the nuclear apocalypse. There's even a diving board, which we can play with, and when we're done exploring the courtyard, we can re-enter the casino by going through the southern door to the Tops restaurant. Here we find gamblers and patrons seated at restaurant tables, taking in the bounty of Vegas. We find a locked door to the west, but strangely enough, it's not red, so we don't get in trouble by picking it. Inside, we just find the restaurant's kitchen and larder. There's plenty of purified water, Nuka-Cola and boxed food stacked up on shelving, but it is set to own, so if we take it, we lose karma. In the southeastern corner of the restaurant, we find the bar, and sitting on top of the bar is another slot machine. Not all of the slot machines are interactive, but this one is. We can play the slots. We can increase or decrease our bet using E and Q, and then press W to spin the slots. But I was not very lucky with this. The bartender is a functional merchant. He just sells booze, drinks, and other snacks. Heading out this door leads us to the primary gambling floor, where we found Benny and his chairman bodyguards hanging out in our last video. Down the steps to the gambling floor, we find two games available that the courier can play. The first is the roulette wheel, and it works like any other roulette wheel. We can decrease or increase our bet, and then we move around to the numbers that we want to place our chips. We can only place them on numbers where the circle around our chips turns green, and to place it, we press W. When done betting, we press S to finish the bet, and we watch the roulette wheel spin. Oh, bad luck. But my personal favorite, and the one we'll probably spend most of our time playing, is Blackjack. There are a lot of Blackjack tables all over the place. We can increase or decrease our bet pressing E or Q. We can bet all of our chips by pressing S, and when we're ready, we press W to deal. The game has all options available in Blackjack. We can double down, ask the dealer to hit us, split, switch our hands, surrender, and even stay. Gambling in the tops and in every casino in New Vegas is not just an idle pastime. There are a few quests that are unmarked related to gambling. There's an overarching unmarked quest called Big Winner that we can complete after getting banned in every casino in the game. You get banned from a casino once you win too much money. Each of the casinos has a subquest called Big Winner and then the name of the casino. This one, of course, is called Big Winner, the Tops. And the requirements and rewards are a little different from casino to casino. Once we win 2,500 chips at the Tops, we are gifted a bottle of vodka. Once we win 5,000 chips, the establishment gives us a Brahmin steak and some wine. And once we win 7,500 chips, we get the Tops High Roller Sweet Key. It takes winning 10,000 chips to become banned from playing games. Now, we already got the VIP key from Benny in our last video. This key that we get from winning 7,500 chips grants us access to a completely different room. So it's possible to get 2 player homes in the Tops Casino. Once we get the key, we head to the Bay of Elevators and take the same elevator to the 13th floor that we used to confront Benny. Our new player home is at the very end of the eastern hallway. We can use the key to unlock the last door. The room we get is nice. It's not quite as big and lavish as the VIP room that we get from Benny. This is a little more cozy. It looks a lot more like Benny's room. After unlocking the door with the key, we complete the unmarked quest, Big Winner the Tops. Now, there is a weird issue with this room. After unlocking the door, the chairman guards who like to wander the halls outside also like to come inside our room. And once the door is unlocked, there's no way to keep them out. They also help themselves to any food and drink lying out. However, they don't loot containers. So it is safe to keep our gear in these containers, but it's not good to keep booze and food out on tables. The master bedroom is to the east. We find a lot of containers and a bathroom, but this bathroom is shared with the living room. There's also a closet, but no hole that leads to a secret chamber in this one, like we found in Benny's room. And then there's a small little living room right next to a fireplace. There's a bar behind a couch and a small selection of booze. And that is our Big Winner suite. We've explored nearly everything. Now we can go back to the lobby of the casino and head up the stairs to the second floor. We find a cashier to the southwest, and from her we can exchange NCR money, Legion money, or caps for chips. Chips are the only currency that work on the casino floor. Once we exchange our money for chips, we can turn north to finish exploring this loft area, and we just see a bunch of tables set out where people are dining in chairs where gamblers are relaxing. And finally, right next to the cashier, against the western wall, is a door to the Asus Theater. This is where we need to go and find Tommy Torini. Inside, we find a crowd. This must be a popular theater. There's a bar and bartender in the southeastern corner of the room. He just sells an assortment of booze. But the man we're looking for, Tommy Torini, is usually standing right next to the door, wearing a dapper gray suit and sporting an eye patch.
Hey, welcome to the finest entertainment experience in New Vegas. My name is Tommy Torini, and how can I make your night?
Tell me about this theater.
Well, it was my idea. Well, me and the rest of the Rat Pack boys. We took it to Benny, and he thought it was a good idea. A few years later, here we are. The best show in New Vegas.
Swank mentioned you might be looking for some new acts. Can I help?
Sure, baby, sure. Tommy's always looking for new talent to bring to the Aces. Tell you what, you see any good acts while you're out wandering? Give them my card. If they work out, I'll give you a 3% cut of the door. Just swing back by as you recruit folks. I'll get you your bread.
We can then pass a barter check of 50 to say, hey, make that 5%, and you got a deal.
Ooh, a sharp customer. All right, 5% it is.
And with that, we begin the quest, Talent Pool. So what do you do here, Tommy?
Well, apart from serving as a talent manager, show schedule, and all-around man in charge of this fine theater, I happen to be its headline act. Every night from 8 till midnight, come on by to see the Rat Pack Review live, only right here at the Asus Theater.
Really? What kind of entertainment do you have?
Well, acts are a bit thin on the ground right now, but every night from 8 to midnight, we got the Rat Pack Review. Songs, dancing, jokes, we got it all.
Sounds great.
You know it, baby.
What other entertainment is there on the strip?
Now, why would you want to go breaking Tommy's heart asking a question like that? Here I run the finest entertainment venue in all New Vegas, and you're asking me, what else is there? Nothing close to what we got here at the Tops, that's for sure.
Oh, okay, sorry. Didn't mean anything by it.
It's cool, baby. Tommy's a forgiving fella.
And Tommy Torini gives you a stack of cards to hand out to potential new acts. When we first arrive at the Asus Theater, the only act they have is the Red Pack Song and Dance Review. We learn from the sign outside that their show starts at 6 p.m. They did a horrible job putting text out here on the sign. You have to read them in blocks. So for example, the Red Pack Song and Dance Review is in the top left-hand corner. They didn't do it line by line like they should have. They did it corner by corner. So each corner of this billboard is a new act, except for the very middle. In the very middle, we do find one act taking up one line. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Don't know why they did it this way. At any rate, we can head back to the Asus Theater at 6 o'clock to see the Red Pack perform. And Tommy Torini is actually part of the Red Pack. He takes center stage as the troupe of dancers do their thing, entertaining Mojave's finest. Well, now it's time to head on out and see if we can find more acts for the Tops Casino. And thankfully, the first act is right under our nose. If we head outside the Tops and then travel north down the strip, we find a man standing on the roadside shouting out jokes at passersby.
They really care about your privacy here at the Tops. Even room service has an enlisted number. What?
This is Billy Knight. He seemed funny enough. I wonder if he's looking for a job.
Hey, come on, lady. I'm trying to put on a show here.
I just have a few questions.
All right, then make it snappy, kid. This isn't exactly a lucrative career enterprise here.
Who are ya?
The name's Knight, Billy Knight. And this here's what a lifelong career in comedy will get you, oi.
Oh, very impressive.
Woof. If you're not the most sarcastic dame I ever met, your standards are so low, they could use you at the annual Gomorrah Saucy Limbo competition. As the bar.
How long have you been doing comedy?
If you believe my mother since she first laid eyes on me. First thing she said was, boy, that's a funny-looking kid. I guess I got a face only a mother could love, because no one else would give me the time of day. Hey, maybe you can help me. See, I can never tell when it's lunchtime.
So you're looking for your big break?
Break's better than a shot. Less chance of lead poisoning. Hey, if you know any gigs hiring, I'll work cheap. Real cheap. I'll take peanuts. I'll take the shells.
Tommy Torini at the Tops is hiring entertainers. I could put a word in for you.
Yeah? Hey, you're all right. Tell him I'll do it for $100 a night. No, 50. No, 20. 10. Just don't rob me, I'll do it.
We can then pass a barter check of 25 to help make this guy not sound quite so desperate. Don't sell yourself short. You're worth a lot more than that.
Whoa, geez, what was I thinking? You're right. I had to go in there with a cool head, tell them how much I'm really worth.
And with that, we give Billy Knight Tommy Torini's card. The next time we head back to the Tops, we find Billy Knight's name on the marquee in the top right-hand corner. Billy Knight, the King of Zing, at 4 p.m. Heading back into the Asus Theater, we can check in with Tommy Torini. Let's talk about the act I recruited.
That comedian, you mean? Yeah. He was a hell of a haggler. Cost me a pretty cap. Hope he's worth it. Here's your 5%.
And with that, we complete the first portion of this quest and get our first payout. If we come back to the Aces at 4 p.m., we can watch Billy Knight do his routine.
It's great to be here at the Tops, folks. The room I'm in has a lovely little closet. A nail. Oh. People say it's hard to survive the wasteland. Hey, how hard could it be? The water glows in the dark, and it burns. I love these robots with their friendly little policeman faces. Sure, they still rough you up, but they look so happy. So I hear Mr. House runs the strip. He took it over from the last guy, Mr. Mob-infested hellhole. Did he just say that? My cousin and his wife are a fastidious couple. She's fast, and he's hideous. Ha-cha-cha. I told my wife, she's good looking for a ghoul. It's just too bad she's not a ghoul. Ay-ay-ay. I know a guy, his motto is love thy neighbor. He lives next to a brothel. Oh, no. I hear James Garrett drove 5,000 head of Brahmin to New Reno. No bodies, just the heads! They really care about your privacy here at the Tops. Even room service has an enlisted number. What? I try to be frank and earnest with women. In New Reno, I'm frank, and in the Boneyard, I'm earnest. Oh, no! I take my wife everywhere, but somehow she keeps finding her way back. I did it! I bought my wife a little car here in New Vegas, an Omerta. It has a hood under the hood. Ay, ay, ay. A ghoul goes to a doctor and says, Doctor, doctor, I have this horrible rash. The doctor says, son, that's called your face. Ding dong. I had dinner at the Ultra Lux the other night. I told them my steak tastes funny. They said it was a clown. I ate a person. My hotel room is so small, when I put the key in the lock, I broke the window. My wife and I know the secret to a happy marriage. 2 times a week, we go to a nice restaurant. She goes Mondays, I go Fridays. Hey, what about that suit Benny wears? If I had a suit like that, the ladies would be all over me. What, you expect a punchline? The guy pays my salary. It's true. I've been in love with the same woman for 17 years. If my wife ever finds out, she'll kill me. No!
To find the next act, we need to head to Novak. If we head on up to the 2nd floor of the motel, we find one of the hotel rooms that is not locked and will not mark us as trespassing if we enter. Inside, we find one man walking around, and he's not happy to see us.
Oh, please don't kill me. I swear I'll have... Wait, you don't work for Mr. Bishop, do you?
We can lie and say, yeah, I do, and it's time for you to suffer.
Please, no.
But if we do, we fail the quest talent pool. So instead, we can say, no, I don't. What makes you think that?
Sorry, it's just, you look like his type, you know? You got that hard-ass wasteland explorer thing going on.
It's here where we learn a little bit about the courier's past. We find an option to say, aren't you that singer from New Reno? I think I saw you play the clubs there. Which means that the courier at some time in his or her past was in New Reno, long before they ever made it to the Mojave.
Oh, so you have heard of me. Yeah, that's right. I was the big draw at the Shark Club. People used to pay hundreds of caps to see me.
This is a small reference to Fallout 2. In Fallout 2, we can visit New Reno and go to the Shark Club. So, Bruce, why did you come all the way out here from New Reno?
You don't know Mr. Bishop. He's not like other bosses up there. He knows the wasteland like the back of his hand, and he likes to wander it. I knew if I didn't get way the hell away from New Reno, he'd run me down like a dog.
Why would this Mr. Bishop be after you?
Oh, well, that's all just a big misunderstanding, see? Mr. Bishop, well, he owed me a lot of money, and, you know, he's a busy guy, so I sort of figured I'd just take it off his hands.
You robbed a casino boss?
Robbed is such an ugly word. It's more like I took care of a payroll problem for him.
And so because of that, you ran all the way to Novak?
I figured it might take him a while to understand his accounting error and cool down a little. Also, I might have, sort of plowed his daughter. A little.
Wow. My hat's off to you. That takes some balls.
Thanks. But if Bishop finds me and I don't have his money, my balls are going to be on his trophy wall.
You really don't know when to quit, do you?
I guess I don't. That's why I'm here.
Well, that's a tough break. Good luck with that.
Thanks.
Or we can say, I'll let you know if I find any work for a singer.
You do that? Great. I really appreciate that.
Then, once we get the quest from Tommy, we can come back to Novak and hand Bruce Isaac Tommy Torini's card. We find a new option that says, if you're looking for work, Tommy Torini is hiring singers at the Tops.
Really? The Tops, huh? Well, it's no shark club, but I hear security on the strip is real tight. Even Mr. Bishop wouldn't hit a joint like that. I'll check it out. Thanks.
And with that, we give him Tommy Torini's card. The next time we come back to Vegas, we find a new show on the marquee in the bottom right-hand corner. Singing sensation Bruce Isaac, 8 p.m. We can then check in with Tommy to get our reward.
You talking about Mr. Isaac? Damn, baby, when you bring them in, you bring them in. That cat's gonna bring me money like you wouldn't believe. Here's your 5%, baby. You enjoy that.
If we come back to the Asus at 8 p.m., we can listen to Bruce Isaac perform one of his songs, and this song is completely unique to the game. Obsidian made it just for this quest.
I see it clearly, so we don't need any chart. No prospectors, no mercs, no ramen baron jukes. The top's lights in the night, shining down upon our love as it takes flight.
To find the next act, we take the road north from Novak. Eventually, we see a small campsite right next to a Sunset Sarsaparilla billboard close to the El Dorado dry lake bed.
Howdy, little lady.
What's your story, stranger?
My story's a long one, friend, and I can't say as it's all that interesting.
Nevertheless, I'm interested.
Well, I was born in a little town out Montana way. Me and Ma didn't have much ever since my pa up and left.
Your father abandoned you?
That he did. Never did know why. Ma always said he was a real mysterious fella, even when he was with her. Like he was a stranger sometimes.
Sounds like you miss him. Is that why you're out here wandering?
Maybe. Maybe I just never felt like I belonged back home.
It must have been hard growing up without a father.
It sure wasn't easy. Ma worked her fingers to the bone to make sure we had enough to survive, and I worked the coal mines from when I was 15. After Ma died, I guess I wanted to find my pa and get some answers from him. Been out here looking ever since, but he ain't an easy man to find.
And what will you do when you find him?
Can't say as I really know. Maybe I'll just ask him why. Maybe I'll punch him right in the mouth. Hell, the more I talk about it, the more the whole damn thing sounds like a dumb idea.
All of this is a reference to the mysterious stranger. The Lonesome Drifter implies that the mysterious stranger is his father. I explored this topic in greater detail in my video, Who is the Mysterious Stranger?, which you can watch here. But back to the Drifter, we can say, sounds like you should move on. Settle down, maybe.
Maybe I should. Don't suppose you know any place a fella with a guitar might find a job, huh?
Tommy Torini at the Tops is looking for musical acts, if you're interested.
Maybe it's time to give these tired old bones a rest. All right, show me what you've got.
We can then pass a 50 barter check to say, I'm giving you a real opportunity here. How about some compensation?
I suppose it's only right you get a little something for your troubles. Here, my daddy left me this gun. Guess I don't need it no more.
If we successfully pass the barter check, we give the Lonesome Drifter Tommy Torini's business card, and he gives us the Mysterious Magnum. The Mysterious Magnum is one of the best pistols in the game. I acquired this early in my gameplay, which is why you see me using old footage that I shot a long time ago to make this video. But I did so just so that I could get this weapon. It is gorgeous. Engraved from head to toe, like Lucky from the Bison Steve and Maria, Benny's personal 9mm. It also has an ivory grip, but this is a .44 Magnum, making it a much better weapon for characters spec'd into cowboy like mine. If you have a sneak skill of 50 or more, the Mysterious Magnum counts as an improved holdout weapon, meaning you can sneak it in and out of casinos. The weapon is much better than a regular .44 Magnum revolver, doing 42 damage compared to 36, and having a 22 action point cost compared to 25. This brings the DPS up to 102.4, and dealing 1.9 damage per action point compared to 1.4. But the most iconic thing about this weapon, and another compelling argument for the Lonesome Drifter being related to the Mysterious Stranger, is the noise it makes when you draw it. And the noise it makes when you holster it. Once we recruit the Lonesome Drifter for the Tops, we find a new Tops promoter shouting at Vegas Strip residents from the roadside.
Don't miss the Lonesome Drifter, live at the Asus Theater. Songs so sad and lonesome, audience members of the opposite sex will be fighting over who gets to go back to the room with you, guaranteed.
Who's the Lonesome Drifter?
Way I hear it, he's some whack job who used to spend his nights sitting around a campfire and howling to himself. Who wants to hear songs that make you want to cry? I try to tell him, but hey, they don't pay me to ask questions. Do me a favor, go see the show. Otherwise they'll think I didn't do my job.
Where do I find the Asus Theater?
The Tops Casino, my friend. If you're in the mood to knock back a few and frolic the night away, ain't no better place on earth.
Stop bugging me.
Hey, just doing my job, okay? Sheesh.
and the Tops updates their marquee with a new act in the very center of the sign, the Lonesome Drifter at 10 p.m., taking up the entirety of the middle line. We can then check in with Tommy Torini to complete this portion of the quest and receive our reward.
The cowboy act? Yeah. He dropped on in here not too long before you. He's got chops, baby, real chops. And I ain't just talking about that mustache. And like we agreed, here's your fee. 5% of the cut comes to 166 caps. Don't spend them all in one place now, unless it's right here.
And if we return to the Aces at 10 o'clock, we can listen to the Lonesome Drifter perform another unique song on stage.
Where the big hoarders roam, where the mole rat and the fire gecko play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and my skin is not glowing all day. Home, home on the waste, where the mole rat and the fire gecko play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and my skin is not glowing all day.
To find the final act, we need to head to Freeside. We find a man already working inside the Atomic Wrangler casino. In the back of the room, near to the northeastern door, we find a ghoul in a suit named Hadrian.
Whoa, baby. Am I looking at a mirror? Or are you just that ugly?
Whoa, why the hostility?
Come on, stay in character. You're supposed to be heckling me.
We can then pass a 25 speech check to say, why bother? You're embarrassing yourself enough as it is.
Hey, not bad. Your timing's terrible and you got no style. But you might make it as a professional heckler.
Thanks, but that's not why I'm here.
What? You mean you're not part of the act? Huh. Sorry. Thought you were the heckler Garrett hired to spice up the shows.
Oh, so you perform stand-up comedy, huh?
Yeesh, is my act that bad? Or are you just that dumb? Yeah, that's right. Got me a nice juicy contract with the management.
Judging from the economic state of Freeside, they can't be paying you that much.
Okay, I admit it. I ain't exactly rowing in caps here, but what do you want? I'm under contract. I can't get out.
So who are you anyway?
Either you need to get your eyes checked, or that famous fleeting thing is true. And since I happen to be world famous, you must be going blind. Name's Hadrian. Bet you never saw a ghoul in a suit before, huh? Course, you don't exactly strike me as the worldly type.
Tommy Torini on the Strip is hiring new acts for the Tops Casino. I think you could make some good money.
Too bad I got this ironclad contract with the Garretts. They'll never let me out of it.
I could talk to Garrett and try to convince him to let you go.
Huh. Good luck. Garrett's a tough, mean son of a bitch. He's not likely to give up. Let me know if you make any headway.
Goodbye.
Yeah, go on. Scram.
We can turn around to find James Garrett manning the bar next to his sister. We first got to meet him in my video on the Atomic Wrangler, which you can watch here.
Welcome to the Atomic Wrangler. What can I get you?
I'd like to get Hadrian out of his contract.
Now, why would I want to do that? His performances make me quite a lot of money.
We find a number of options to do this. We could simply pay for his services, pass a 50 speech check, or pass a 50 barter check to say, but how much do you lose on folk not coming into a place with a ghoul performer?
I admit that thought had crossed my mind. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'd do better with a human act. He's all yours.
With that, we release him from his contract, and we can turn around and tell Hadrian the good news.
Any luck with Garrett yet?
Garrett's agreed to let you out of your contract. You can now go work at the Tops.
Really? You mean I'm finally out of this shithole? That's great. Thank you.
With that, Hadrian turns around and walks out of the Atomic Wrangler. Back on the Strip, the Tops caller has something new to say.
Hey, asshole! Everyone loves a good insult, am I right? So you'll love Hadrian live at the Asus Theater.
What sort of show are you talking about?
Hadrian, the insult comic! Did I stutter, fucktard? See, I'm using insults to promote the act. That was my idea.
Where do I find the Asus Theater?
At the coolest, hippest, swinginest joint on the strip, that's where. The Tops, baby, don't miss it.
Get away from me.
Don't need to be rude, pal. Just trying to bring the joy of entertainment into your life.
And the Tops have updated their marquee with a new act. In the lower left-hand corner, we find Hadrian the Ghoul of Guffaws, 1 p.m. We can check in with Tommy to complete the quest.
That ugly mug with the razor tongue? Take it, baby. He'll be one hell of a novelty act, just like Tommy promised. Here's your 5%.
And if we come back to the Aces at 1 p.m., we find Hadrian doing his act.
It's great to be up here, looking down at all your smiling faces. That won't last long. Hey, look at this guy. I didn't know they let Brahmin into this joint. Swank is here, ladies and gentlemen. Make yourself at home, Swank. Hit somebody. How about a hand for the Rat Pack, the band that inspired that great saying, "Stop the music." Hey, look at this guy. Those muscles are unreal. I mean it. They're imaginary. My friend, you've got style, grace, and charm. The style of a feral ghoul, the grace of a super mutant, and the charm of a Deathclaw. This guy's so sharp-eyed, he cuts himself every time he blinks. Somebody told me the other day you were bright. I wasn't sure if you meant smart or radioactive. The way I hear it, you've got brains to spare. Looks to me like a 7-10 split. And talk about your quick reflexes. This guy is so fast he beat me to the punchline. Boy, you're clumsy. You're so clumsy when you slip in the shower, you fall up. This guy right here, he's got an angel looking over his shoulder. If I were him, I'd get a restraining order. You know, some people have all the luck. Some people, not you. Was that suit made to order? It was. And where were you at the time? If you had your life to live over again, let me make a suggestion. Play in traffic. I tell you, you got great eyes. You could spot a super mutant at 3 paces. Eesh, is my act that bad? Or are you just that dumb? Yeah, that's right. Got me a nice juicy contract with the management.
What a charming fella. And that is the full story of the Tops Casino. One of my favorite casinos on the strip. I think their style is great. Really harkens back to the Vegas of the old world. What are your thoughts on the Tops? Did you ever play any of the gambling games in any of the casinos in your playthrough? If so, were you ever any good at it? 'Cause I'm not. I just lose all my money trying these games. So no gambling for me, jeez. Never fear, ladies and gentlemen, this is just the beginning. I will make a video dedicated to each of the casinos on the strip, just like I did for the Atomic Wrangler in Freeside and for the Tops. If you want to make sure you don't miss those videos when I publish them, be sure to subscribe and to click that bell notification button. I publish a new video 6 days a week on a wide range of topics spanning all of the games. I have a brand new shirt in the shop, folks. End of Dungeon Steamer Trunk. Now you can celebrate a wonderful phrase that just rolls off the tongue with a brand new shirt. It comes in a variety of colors, in a myriad of sizes, and you can even find it on other products like mugs, pillows, and even smartphone cases. If you just gotta snag my End of Dungeon Steamer Trunk shirt, you can find a link to my shop in the description below, or you can click here. Feel free to follow me on Facebook and Twitter to keep up to date with all Oxhorn news. And if you like what I do, and you want to support me in a more personal way, consider becoming one of my patrons on Patreon. But more than anything, I'm just so glad you're here watching this video with me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow morning, bright and early, with a brand new video.
This place is